When it comes to building a big system like ERP, the first and foremost step is actually to manage the user. Yes, the user management part. And in this project, we have four users. One is our admin user. Second is the school. Third is teacher. And fourth is students. And from today's video, we are going to build this user management part of our ERP project, starting with the admin. And what all these users have in common that they have the CRUD operation. CRUD operation, which actually stands for create, read, update, and delete. Okay. So the first step is actually to create the admin user in this video, which we are going to cover. And let me discuss few things with you before showing you the actual code. So when we want to create something to our database, we use post requests. Okay, post requests cover uh, confidential thing for our project. So whenever you send it to a server, it's not a plain text but the encrypted one. The second thing is um, that we have to generate password. Okay, generate password for the user because we are not going to type password manually, and we're also not going to do the same thing when we have to perform the bulk user creation in future. So I will let my uh, Python program to generate password automatically for the user. Then we will encrypt this password. After that, we have to store it to our DB, and then we get our user ID, and we have to send the confirmation, which is 201. Okay, which is 201. Otherwise, it will send errors accordingly for unauthorized users or for some error in the data sent by the user. For example, 422 unprocessable entity error. All that thing will get handled by this project. And let me show you things one by one. So, when we want to create a admin user, first of all, we must have the privileges to be an admin user. Okay, so the privileges, if we go to check it, we are going to check the current user. If you're actually watching this video and don't know how I created this current user check part, go and check out my previous video because it covers how I actually set up this environment, then how I actually created the tables, then login part, and also how I found the current user. Okay, all right. So here in this post request, there is a response model which is going to be followed as this model.admin. This model.admin is at here in my table. Let me show you. So this is the admin user, which has the ID, and this ID will get auto generated as soon as my record will get created in the table. Then it has the name, then it will ask for the email, and email string actually takes at the rate, then your website domain.com.in, all that based on your domain. Then it has the phone number, and maximum string length is actually 15, so it's fixed to 15. And then password, which is going to be a string, and then schools, but we will cover this part later on. For this part of the project, we are going to be concerned with this much only: their ID, email, phone, password, and yeah, that's much. So once it checks the current user role is actually admin, then the admin user actually eligible to create a user. So we will go inside to this block. Otherwise, we will throw the error response, which is you are not authorized for this action because other than admin user is not authorized to create a admin user. All right. Now I place this part inside this try except block. Why? Because there may be chance that it will generate some error like it may lose the connectivity with the database, so it will return 500 internal server error. If there is some issue related to the serialization of the JSON, then it will return the 500 error again. If something is not compatible with the definition of the user model, then it will return 400 error, which means the error related to the user end. Otherwise, it will simply return this 201, which is created. Okay. Now it will generate a random password. So here is the code for my random password generation. It simply returns the string. So what it does, it actually create a password of length 12, and it makes choices. It makes random choice of characters, and the characters are actually these: the ASCII letters, ASCII letters, then digits, and the punctuation. So it helps me to create strong password randomly. Okay, and it returns the password as a string. This part is done. So I have got my plain password generated. Now, in this DB user, now I will get the DB user, and this DB user is going to be user which will get created in my database. Okay, and this DB underscore user contain that user. So this is a function to actually create a admin user. So this function actually takes this session, which is DB at right now. Then it will take the user who is going to create this. No, I mean, here is the admin, which will get created, and here is the password hashed. Okay, so the password actually has as 250 SHA 256 algorithm. Here is the hash password function. It simply returns my password as a SHA-256 hash. Okay. So let me dive into this create admin user. So at this part, we can see it has the session engine. Now it has admin user, which is based on this admin model. I mean this admin model, and it will take password as a string. So once it got these values, then it will use this model admin to actually create this admin model. Okay, so it will create the admin model, and this admin model simply takes these values. One is the name, second is the password, third is email, and the phone. Okay, all provided by the user except this password, which is generated by my system. Okay, then this engine, I mean this session will add this user temporarily to my RAM, and when it come across this engine.commit, it will make this commit official to my database. So the new user will get stored in my database, and when I perform engine.refresh db user, so it will refresh my current session with this db user, which actually means that db user is now created and it's inside that database table. Okay, and it will return this db user. Very simple. Okay, it will going to simply return this db user. And now if you see this db user, this db user is nothing but a object of class admin. Okay, as simple as that. It's just an object of admin class, so it has access to all these values: id, name, email, phone, password. Okay, and as you can see at this part, I want to return just a user ID UID, and I want to string it, and I will convert this db underscore ID to string first. Then I will serial then this JSON response function sorry, this JSON response class will serialize that UID as a JSON string. Otherwise, UUID, I mean here you can see the UUID is not JSON serializable. So I have to convert this db underscore user dot ID to string. Only then my JSON response class will serialize it to a JSON string, and it will return as a response for this endpoint. Otherwise, I will get a error, and it will going to be error of 500 line. I mean the internal server error. I have set up one more error at this part, which is a duplicate email address. Okay. So as you can see, what I have done till now is in this email part, I have set this email as a unique is equal to true. Primary key is true. Okay. So my email is unique. Is going to be unique in this table, the admin table. So if there will be a duplicate email address, then it will simply throw the error that is email already exists, and you will get this thing as a JSON response of line 500. Yes, I know the duplicate email address is actually a concern for the user who wants to create the user. I mean, if I am an admin user and I want to create another admin user, then it's my fault that I provided a duplicate email address. But for the simplicity of my this part of the project, I am including this duplicate email address error to this 500 internal server error. I totally admit this thing. Okay. And this much is the code, and you will get your admin user created. Now let me show you the example. So I will simply go to create admin. Okay. And here you can see I have a JWT token added as the authorization. At header part, you can see it's as a bearer token. In the body part, I mean in the body, it's being loading. So here you can see the credentials, the name, and the email and the phone. But as you can see, in this table, I have already had this thing. So what will I do? I will simply change this one. Okay, so I will make it admin 2. Now if I now I will change it the email address to admin 2. Okay. Name can be same, phone number can be same, email need to be unique. Okay. And this much is required to create a admin user. And also you need to be a admin user. Yeah, the authorization token, it's the token of the admin user. Okay. And the important part is that this request is a post request. All right. If it's a post request, only then your admin user get created. Otherwise, I have defined other method for the same endpoint. Like for get, it will simply read the user details from the table. Okay. Without wasting your time, let me send this thing to the backend. And here you can see it returned me 201 created. Okay. And this is a JSON response. Let me beautify it a bit. Okay, let me beautify it. This part, JSON prettifier, where it is. And let me simply paste this one, and you can see, this is the message, this is the user ID, and here I got my user created. Now let me verify it. I will simply refresh my admin table, and you can see admin 2 is created, and this is how I created my create admin user flow, which is a post request. Okay. Um, if you find this video valuable, don't forget to like it, share it with your loved ones, and also for more content, subscribe to the channel. If you want me as a freelancer, then the link to the form is in the description below. I'm your friend Abhishek Roka, and I will see you next time.